Hello, welcome to Pen and Paper ASMR. Today I wanted to do some doodling with you. Now, when it comes to doodles, I like to follow other people's tutorials. I actually have a book that has some doodle tutorials, and I also save ones that I like on Pinterest. And so I actually have it's a board for my ASMR, and it's a section under the board. It's just one of the many, and it's labeled Doodles. And I thought today would be a good time to try some of these out. I have a whole bunch that I'd like to try and maybe get better at over time. Some of them are just ideas, whereas other ones are actually things like this where it has the steps, and there are lots of those on Pinterest. The other ones are more like this one. It's just little doodles. This one's actually labeled as minimalist tattoos, but these these could be little accent doodles. I could see them being useful in planning, especially sometimes. I really like stickers, but sometimes there just isn't the right sticker for what you're trying to do. So I was going to go through here, and I saved some summer doodles. Some are right there, but the ones that I'm going to do today, I think, are all the ones at the top. Almost there. Okay, so we have a couple different collections. I'm not sure how to gauge how easy or hard something is like this, but this one looks the most simple on paper. And so this is what I'm going to try. So I'm going to kind of set this up here, and I'm going to open my notebook. This is a Scribbles That Matter journal. This is one of their ones that isn't really made for bullet journaling per se. This is just more of a regular notebook. I haven't used it because I wasn't sure what I wanted to use it for. So I figured I could use it to do things for this channel, instead of doing it on index cards all the time or in my own bullet journal, because I don't know if I want to use all my pages just to try like doodles and like testing things. So I'm going to use this journal here today, and I'm going to use, let's make sure it focuses. Last video I had a realization at the end that it stopped focusing, but this is a zebra click art, and really they are clickable like felt tip markers. And this one's just in black, and I do have index cards by my desk, so I'll just show you. It is a relatively thick line compared to using like a gel pen. I have a gel pen over here. So this is a tool gel pen, and this is a 0.7. So the click art's going to be a little more bold, but hopefully that will help. If I'm a little shaky, hopefully that will help cover up some of the squiggles I might make. And I'm going to try to do these relatively large. So this one goes down the page, and it's in 4 steps. So I'm going to start over here with the umbrella, and it looks like it's almost a semicircle, and it's a little angled, and then it's a little squiggly instead of being straight across. So let's do a semicircle shape, and then gotta make it connect. There we go, like this. Okay, I think that's how they did theirs. I think my little swoops might be a little bigger. The next step looks like it's to add a little knob at the top and then connect each of the points to the knob. Next step is to just do 2 lines down to make the pole. And then the last step is just put in the sand, and then I like how they do it. I might add color to some of my other ones, but for this one, since it's my first one especially and it's like a test, I'm just going to do what they do where they fill it in with the black lines and they alternate. Okay, there's an umbrella. I might do that one more time, see if I can get the shape a little better. And I'm going to start from the top. So I'm going to do kind of a half circle. I'm going to do it a little more shallow this time. Draw the little knob. Connect the points. Draw 2 little poles and add your sand. That's not too hard. I still think mine are a little too shallow compared to their picture, but that's a good start. Okay, moving on, we're going to do the beach ball. So it starts as just a circle. So we're going to start with as close to a circle as you can. Then they add the little circle or a little oval. Okay. And then from the oval, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little lines. So I'm actually going to start with the little one in the back. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then it kind of changes the direction of the curve. 4, 5, 6. And then they also color this one in with the little black lines. And just like the umbrella, they alternate which section is getting colored in. Hey, that actually ended up looking like a beach ball. Okay, and then probably the most technical looking one is the sandcastle. So this one actually starts, I would think, with the squiggly line at the bottom for the sand, so you know where to place your castle. Okay, and then it has 2 rectangles that are the same height. Okay, then it connects the rectangles a little bit lower, but in a pattern that goes across, down, across, up, and repeats. So okay, then we add little triangles to the top of our rectangles, and then they add all kinds of details right at the end. Oh gosh. We're gonna ignore this mark right here. I just dropped my pen and it was loud and it kind of scared me. pretend that's not there. But they add a door, and they add 2 little windows. This is where the clay cart probably isn't going to be my friend, because then to add the little dashes for the shading, I don't have much room. We're just gonna do it on the side of the door. Okay, I think that's all those spaces. So I'm going to actually try the sandcastle one more time, a little bigger, just to try and get the right area for shading. In this case, I really do like the fact that it's a dot grid, because you have some freedom to kind of do what you want, while also having guidelines. Okay. And then the windows and the door. Alright, and now the shading. So it's on the left, and they're relatively small and close together, and then it's on kind of like the right side of the doors and windows. Okay, moving across, we put some right here, and we put some on this side of the door, and we'd add some here. I just realized the lines aren't really going straight across, they're kind of going up to the right. So, the more you know. But now I have my umbrella, a beach ball, and a sandcastle. And I tried to hide the little blemish there. So, we're going to move on from the sun and sand. I'm not sure I'm ready for the landscapes, so let's move over here. And now this one has colors, and these are labeled like for kids and teens. So I would assume the idea is that they're not super hard to do, but we're gonna try them. I'm not gonna do the beach ball and the umbrella because we just did a beach ball and an umbrella. So I'm gonna do the popsicle, the lemon wedge, and then the pineapple. And now since I'm using these markers for the pineapple, I'm going to color in the pineapple before I add the crosses. So I'm actually only going to go to this step on the pineapple instead of the final step, right now at least. So with the popsicle, this one's in 3 steps plus adding color. So step 1 for the popsicle is to just make an arch, almost like the door of the sandcastle, and then connect it at the bottom. Step 2 is add the stick, and then step 3 is to add the melty part on the top, and that's just done by adding a little squiggle. I'm going to do one more of those, just a little bigger, so when I add color, I have room to actually add it. Okay, and they kind of do one and then a longer one. Okay, that would be a little easier to color. Skipping the beach ball, because we already did a beach ball, we're going to do the lemon wedge. So, back to the half circle, but the opposite direction. Well, kind of. It's like you rotated the umbrella shape 90 degrees. So, I actually wonder if drawing the line first would be easier. Let's try that. Let's draw a line, and let's connect it That was easier. Okay, I like that. But I think that that's too small. We'll try it though. So the next step, it has 4 V shapes, all pointing towards the middle. So there's a V here, and a V on the opposite side. And they squeeze in a V here and a V here. And then they connect these with a slight curve. And then they add the same shape but as a little bit bigger outline. I'm sorry, my internet's being funny. Okay, yeah, the middle was too small, so let's do one more lemon wedge. We'll make it bigger. Then add the V's. And then connect them. And then let's just follow the curve. And that's what I meant when I said it. Hopefully it will hide some of the shakiness of my hand. Okay. And then we're going to try the pineapple shape. So really most of the pineapple is just the pineapple body, which is like a rounded rectangle that's taller than it is wide. So I'm going to start on the side. He's going to be a little lopsided, but that's okay. And then this one doesn't give great detail, but it looks like you just start with leaves and kind of build them up on top of each other. So it looks like they start with the middle leaf, and they have one off to the side, and then they kind of curve back in, and then one kind of up here that curves back in. Then off the middle one, there's one that goes this way. I think mine are a little too thin. And there's one. Okay, that kind of makes up for it. And there's a couple more off this way. And they have a thinner one right there. And then another one. And then one final one at the top. I don't know if that's has real life proportions or not, but I guess that works. Okay, and like I said, I'm gonna save the crosses until the end so I can actually color it without smearing the black ink everywhere. Okay, and one more. I really do want to try these. These are scenes, and I really like the idea of them. I think I'm just going to try one, maybe two, but I want to try the first one. So using my dots as a guide, I'm going to draw a box. Okay. And then they do 1, 2, 3, 4 wavy lines. And I'm going to try to copy them exactly. So the first one kind of goes across and then one hump up. Alright, so there's one. The second one goes up first and then kind of levels out on the opposite side. And it starts kind of close. Okay. The next one, it's a little more straight than the other two. It has a little bit of a curve. I don't know if that one was exact, but that's okay. And this last one goes down and then back up. Not exact, but the idea is there. Okay, and the next step is to just add the sun. They don't give you as many steps here, but I'm going to start in the middle of the sun, and that's just part of a circle coming out of the water. And then it looks like from there, it has a section off to the side, and the inside kind of follows the curve of the circle. And you have a straight line coming out. And that's divided in two. Following the curve of the sun, you have another, well, probably more like that. And then it goes straight up. And then this one follows close there. And this one is also divided in two. This next one's a little bigger. And it goes straight up and kind of out here at an angle. Now this one's divided into three, so there's one section, two sections. We need to add another line. Okay, and then last section follows this, and then down into the ocean. Okay, it's not exact, but the idea is there. The idea, this one shows it a little better, where you kind of have the circle, and then you have your lines following the circle, but they're disconnected. So mine were a little uneven, but that's okay. But I'm going to go, and I'm going to start to color some of these in. So I'm just going to start from here and go backwards. So it looks like I need a couple blues. So let me grab out a couple blues. Alright, I have some blues. Looks like yellow, orange, and pink. Yellow, and this pink looks kind of similar. Maybe something more. Let's see about this one. That one looks a little more like it, I think. So I'm going to start by coloring all the pink sections. So that's going to be here. And here. Let's see. Oh, these are just doodles. So if it's not perfect, that's okay. And the sun in the middle is pink. Then I'll move to orange. So the one here beside the ocean is orange. all the ones to the right of the color pink or orange. So that means this one's orange. And this one's orange. And then we have yellow, so it's all of the empty sun ray space. And one more. And then we have the blues. So we're going to use the darker blue at the bottom of the ocean. And it looks like they use the same color twice, and it's almost like a turquoise. I think that's what this one is. Let's check. I think that would. So we'll do this for 2 sections. Actually, I'm gonna veer off from their idea to use all 4 of these different colors. Then the lightest blue goes on top. That's a small space. Alright. So, not perfect, but that is my attempt at that doodle. Let's get out of here. Okay. So they colored their popsicle that way. I actually did take it out of brown for the stick, but I think I'll probably just stick with their colors. So I have brown. I color in the sticks of my popsicle. Then I'll use my light blue and color in the bottoms. And then orange for the top. Now, the lemon actually uses the negative space as well. So they colored the outside and then the triangle. So see, this is why I wanted to do it a little bigger the second time. It starts to smudge up my pen. You know, if you use something like colored pencils, or if I had used like a waterproof ink, or like, you know, a roller ball, or not a roller ball, a a ballpoint. Those are different. If I had used a ballpoint pen, that would have made coloring over it a little easier, but I prefer the markers and all that. Okay, the pineapple, I don't know if I have a great color for a pineapple. I think I'm just going to go with this slightly darker yellow, and I'm going to color the whole body. Okay, now I can add my crisscrosses on top. Well, actually, I'll do the green because that's a little wet. This is just a regular green, color in the leaves. Did you know that pineapples grow basically on the ground? For a really long time, I did not know that. I don't know if I thought they came from a tree or what, but if you've ever seen a pineapple field, it's kind of like, oh, they're just on the ground, kind of like uneventful. I just had no idea pineapples worked that way. Dry enough. So let's just do some crosses this way. And then the other way. Alright. So the other ones were the ones that came, or not came, I had to draw them. The ones that were designed to be filled in with the just black lines. As you can see, I have a lot of click arts. So really, I think the last step is to just write out what this was. So I'm going to write summer doodles down here. Let's see. I'm thinking in the pink color. I'm going to try to do it in like a script kind of font. So I'm just going to do summer, and then I'm going to put doodles. And I'm going to kind of fill in the calligraphy lines. So anywhere you'd press down, you want to make it a little thicker. Sometimes it's not even me coloring it in so much as it's just kind of going over the same line again to kind of bolden it up. Because you don't want to add too much, especially when you don't make giant letters, because you don't want it to look crazy fake. So that's kind of how I do summer. And then doodles. Let's see, how do I do doodles? Oh, how do I do the D? I do all the time. Okay, start here. Then the O would be here, be a little there. So then down, and that would be down. And the L would be, oops, the L would be down. The E, and we follow around the middle part of the S. So that's my page for today. And those are the summer doodles. If you have any doodle tips, let me know. Or if you have any more ideas for doodling, I would love to hear them. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!